It is episode 192. Welcome into the Benches Clear podcast, where we cover the best rivalry in all of sports. I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the San Francisco Giants. I guess that's it.
That's
There's
it?
no real record.
That's all you want to say?
That's all I want to say.
And,
Who won the All-Star game?
Dave waiting for the season to resume, and I think there was a series before the All-Star break, and I think it was the Giants-Dodgers. And I think that you guys ran your mouth after the first game, but then I also think that you guys lost the next two games.
Yes, that is factually true if you want to get into actual things that happened. But in my heart of hearts, we could have won all three of those games. It was a good series. I feel like all three of those games, either team could have won. There was no blowout. It was, can't really talk about injuries because you had Shohei and you had Yamamoto. And Dustin May, but he's still your fifth starter. So I don't know. Just like a ball an inch away on all those three games, it could have been flipped over. So
sure. You lost. It's hilarious. Once again,
you lost the game.
You lost. And the funny thing is, we're both dealing with injuries. We're both not playing you guys are playing good ball. We're playing good ball up to that point.
Yes. Really bad ball, then okay ball.
We have been playing really bad ball, and we're lucky. I don't know if we're lucky, but I think we get out of there with the serious win because, once again, and we'll get into it when we talk about trades and who we like and who, there's a $70 million pitcher for the Dodgers who is just not leading the league in something you just do not want to see. So Tanner Scott blowing another save, and we'll talk about it during the trade stuff, but not good stuff, man. Not a little bit worried. Hopefully he fixes it by the end of the year. Hopefully he's in another role if we get somebody, but if not, we'll see. But hopefully he can fix it.
Yeah. You guys signed Tanner Scott probably out of Shohei's personal money because he didn't want to face Tanner. And the whole world can hit off Tanner Scott except for Shohei.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's all we did. They're like, hey, man, Shohei's like, hey, man, I just don't want to face this guy anymore. Can we do something? And they're like, all right, we'll sign him for $70 million. If he blows a couple of games, it's fine, but you don't have to face him. And he's like, thank you.
Yeah,
so there you go.
$70 million. I make that in 2 weeks, so that's no problem. It was fun. I did end up going to the first two games. So it was a really good time, and the game one. It got a little dicey at the end, which we'll talk a little bit more about bullpen stuff. But how bad can you get when Duvall actually closes the game? I understand he's getting shaky, but who cares if he's actually closing games? So is what it is.
Hey, and that first
but I got to yell at Teoscar Hernandez for 2 games straight, and he didn't do anything, so I didn't have to eat my words at all because I was in right field. He had 2 strikeouts in game 1 and 2 badly played missed balls, so it was a really good time.
Wait, did he not have an RBI in the last couple games? I thought he did.
The last game, I think he did.
Yeah. But either way,
bloop at the end. I wasn't there. I was already gone by then, so I'm fine.
No, that was Andy Pajes. But I'm glad you were there. I think on the last podcast I said if you left 50-50, I'd be okay with it. You did. I just know things apparently, I see the future. You were going to go 50-50 and then we're going to win the series. So play it back. Right. I said it. I was there. Let's move on.
All right, well, let's go to the future. Let's talk some trades. Let's get into this mode because yes, we're going to preview the next week, and we're going to talk about we do got to talk some All-Star Game 2 in a minute, but we could talk about that with our guests today. This is the first time I think I can't remember the last time when we had 2 guests on the same podcast, but we want to talk trades. We want to get deep into trades today. So man, we're going to give us our top trade targets, and we're going to do it with people who probably know a little more than us. I guess I'll introduce him after he comes in, because if I do it now and then the video happens, it really makes sense. But yes, Giants side first, because we're going to win. So let's do it.
It's time for the top five. It's Dave's and Jesse's top five. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but the top five. Who's gonna have the better list? It's time for the top five.
There it is. And I got to switch you. Boom. There it is.
Boom.
We like to welcome in Micheal Monreal. He does work for Just Baseball around the Foghorn, and of course does podcasts on the Giants on the Believe Network, Believe Giants. Mike, what is going on, my man?
Hey guys, how you doing? Just excited for the second half to start up. Can't wait.
Yeah,
man,
thanks
nice
for
to have
coming on,
you.
hanging out. Yeah. Did you expect the Giants to be in this position where they should be? I mean, we were always so mid. I don't want to say always. I guess the past, since 2021, we were always so mid that it could have went either way, but we always just stayed pat and nothing happened. So, are you pleasantly surprised? Were you not surprised? How are you thinking on the year?
Definitely pleasantly surprised. I'd be lying if I said I thought we'd be 7 games over at the All-Star break. I mean, best case scenario before the season, I would have said we're 2 or 3 games above 500. So that first 2 weeks is kind of carrying us right now. But I mean, definitely pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, and I think it feels very different, because it felt like we were mid the entire season. So yeah, I know we had a really hot beginning, but then we were kind of like winning some series, losing some series, then we'll go, go on a losing streak, then we'll go on like a winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
So it does feel a lot different.
Yeah.
So I want to hope that it just continues. I mean, they've been like around, the 6 to 10 game over 500 for like the past 2 months.
Yep.
So hopefully this is just doesn't stay there, because I don't think you're going to get in the playoffs with just 6 to 10 games over. So,
yeah.
So they need to make a move, or do you think that they can pull through?
I think there has to be at least one move. I think they definitely need an arm, just because Roop and Birdsong and their innings limits are kind of question marks coming up in the next couple of weeks, especially Roop. He's been really good, but he's never thrown this many innings. So I do think you need another starting pitcher to start game 3 in a hypothetical playoff series, and then to get you to a hypothetical playoff series.
Yeah, almost be who Justin Verlander was supposed to be.
Exactly.
For us. I mean, I think the Giants need to figure out how far they want to go in, because like we were saying before, that this Devers move is not just to compete for this year. I mean, they have him for the next 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, and he's still in his prime. So, and I guess since we're talking, I mean, I should probably finish my first thought, but they have to decide how far they want to go. Because if they want to go all the way in for this year, they'd probably need one of each.
Yeah.
A hitter, a starter, and a bullpen piece.
Yeah.
Although I think you can get away with not getting a bullpen piece.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we're going to get into the list in just a second, but it's just the only spot I think they can upgrade on offense, that they will at least, has to be right field.
Yeah.
I can't think of, I mean, you can't, the only other place that's struggling maybe offensively that you can really replace is maybe Patrick Bailey, but I don't think there's no offensive catcher out there available that it's a juggernaut on offense.
Yeah.
And he's going to take away from all the value he brings on defense.
You just signed Austin Barnes, dude.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
You're good.
We're good against Blake Snell. Blake Snell, we're fine.
We're good. We got Austin Barnes. Hey,
how long
till
Blake Snell comes back though? Really quick.
In time for the playoffs. That's all that matters, baby.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. As long as he's back for the playoffs, I don't care what happened before that.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's when Austin Barnes is getting called up. He's doing rehab.
So you think you're facing us, and he's gonna be the kryptonite? That's what you're saying.
That's exactly what it is. That's his daddy.
Oh, it's written. Anyways, before you guys keep going with all this stuff, let me ask you, because I know exactly where I was when we had Shohei, when that news dropped, right? But it was kind of expected. Everybody's like, he's going to the Dodgers, Everybody else, maybe there's an outside
illusion.
shot.
Right.
But But like, so when it happened, you're still shocked, and you're like, "Oh my god, we got Shohei." But you guys had no idea that Rafi Devers was headed to the Giants.
Yeah.
What was your reaction, and where were you when you saw the news?
So it was Father's Day, so I was with my dad, and my whole family went to a San Jose Giants game, just for fun. It's a lot cheaper than Giants games, so it was an easy thing to do. And it was right when we got in the car after the game, and I was scrolling Twitter or X, and I saw the Robert Murray, and he said Devers appears headed to the Giants, whatever. And I was like, what? Like, no, there's no way.
Right.
And I just looked
This
at my
guy
dad.
got
Yeah, I looked at my dad. I was like, this guy's trolling. Like, there's no way Devers is going to the Giants. And then, lo and behold, like 10 minutes later, the passing bomb fell, and I was like, I freaked out. I was like,
Yeah.
Dad, we actually got Devers. Like, oh my, it was crazy. And yeah, it was something I've never really experienced as a Giants fan, being from the younger generation of Giants fans. Because, I mean, when Beltran happened, he was later in his career, and I was still younger. So I guess the only comparable was when Adames signed, but obviously he's been underwhelming. But yeah, something I've never experienced before.
Are you
That's
worried
awesome.
about Devers' struggles?
No,
Yeah, I feel like
it's been a month and we have 8 years. If only Dodgers and Padres fans are going to say that the Red Sox
We
won
have
the
to.
trade, and
We have to play, right? But like, even Adames took a while. Like,
yeah,
you go to a new place, unless you're Shohei or somebody who just doesn't care, doesn't have any emotions, and just hits wherever. You're gonna have to fit in. It takes a minute, and I'm sure it'll be fine, especially with the injuries and stuff.
yeah, and he's hurt. That's what a lot of
Yeah.
people outside of like the NL West crowd don't really understand, is that he's been hurt for the whole time he's been here. So
If he's healthy, maybe that ball that he hit to Outman is like
gone.
out of the park. Like, it's gone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm glad we caught him at the right time. Now,
Yeah, and I also feel with Devers, it's like it's more of like the Boston crowd is getting like, oh, this is the Boston record without Devers, and this is the Giants record with Devers. Like, that has anything to do with it? Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like, you did it for rookies. You don't know, they might be good, but they also might be shot. So
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Mookie trade. Verdugo never panned out. Connor Wong was the best guy they had, and
That was another thing. When it happened, I was like, oh my gosh, we fleeced him. Like, the only person that I was really upset about was James Tibbs, but he was in high A, and like he still had a couple years till he was there. I mean, Kyle Harrison was sad just because he's been like a Giant for so long, or a prospect for so long, and he was supposed to be like the guy. So that was sad. But from what I've seen from Harrison, I feel like his ceiling is like a good 3-starter, maybe. I don't see him being an ace anymore. So it was really just Tibbs that I was sad about. So I was like, man, we really won this trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many other teams were like willing to pay all of it, but I mean, you guys were desperate for a star.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? You had the money. Why not?
No hitters were ever going to sign with us. So
yeah, that's the main thing. It's like, I wouldn't even mind trading. I mean, when we get into these trade pieces, I wouldn't even mind trading someone like a Carson Wisenhunt with someone with some team control, just because that you could sign some starters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, use your drafted pieces that you develop, because you develop starting pitching so well, and then get some hitters that don't have a chance to say no to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
all right. Well, maybe we should get into this these lists.
Guys' trades for the Giants.
Okay, we'll get into the list, and Michael, you can tell me how dumb it is, or great it is, or I should have had this on. You let me know.
Okay.
I guess, should we go just like one at a time, or should I just make the list?
I'd say one at a time. Just focus on each guy, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. It's your guys' show. It's your guys' show.
This is my number 5, just because I feel like they don't really need too much bullpen help. I think Camille Duvall, yes, he's had some struggles. He's turned it around lately. It's walks. It's something that he can flip a switch and get back on it. And Ryan Walker's been good of late. But a buy low candidate is Raul Iglesias. I feel like in Atlanta right now, he's having some struggles, but his underlying numbers are better. Free agent next year. Not going to cost much to get him.
I mean, my thing with acquiring guys that have had, I guess, worse years than we're used to seeing from them is for the most part, every pitcher will come into Oracle Park and be better, just because it's so much of a pitcher's park. So that's one thing where, like, if you're acquiring a guy who season has looked rough, I feel like Oracle Park kind of levels it to where it's not as much of a risk. But I mean, this guy, the past 5-6 years, he's at an ERA under 3, and last year he had a 1.95. I mean, I haven't looked into it too much, but if there's one thing you tweak that maybe someone on the Giants sees, JP Martinez can look at, and he's back to how he was, that's a slam dunk trade in my opinion, because you wouldn't have to give up anything.
Right. All right, and then when we'll go starting pitch, I have like 3 starting pitchers, so I'll do one starting pitcher right now. I think this is like one of the most I guess obvious ones, just because he's a ground ball pitcher. I forgot to check when he's a free agent. I don't know if he's a free agent next year or the year after, but it's another guy I don't think that would cost that much. But it's Mitch Keller for the Pirates. I mean, there's no way they're going to be competing anytime soon. Obviously, they're keeping Skeens. That's their money, their cash cow. So
with Keller, he's not a free agent until 2029. Yeah, that's the only thing.
Oh, did he sign an extension then?
Yeah, he signed. It's really team-friendly extension for what you're getting. I mean, it's like 14 or 15 million a year, I think.
Well, for the Pirates, 14-15 million a year.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. They're probably looking to get rid of that.
Yeah, but from what we've seen, Buster Posey can convince ownership to spend a little bit, and 15 million should be nothing to the Giants. So
right,
that's if you get him.
They're paying Verlander.
Yeah, exactly. If you get Keller for the next 4 or 5 years after getting Devers and some of the young guys you have that are trending up for the most part, that seems like another one you would have to give up probably a significant package though, since he's locked down to 2029.
Man, I did so much underlying research. I forgot to do the contract.
That's a pretty good rotation though. Like at least top 3. You got Webb, and then Ray, and then Keller. I mean,
and then Roop.
You got Ray for another year or two. So I think if you get someone who at least has another year or two, you have that whole, you don't got to worry about next year. You can maybe get one more if you want to still, use the baby gloves for Roop and Birdsong. But I mean, year 3, they should be able to handle close to a full season at that point. So
you don't think they'll re-sign Verlander?
Do you think? Here's one thing. I get so upset every single time Verlander's about to have a start, and I see like 15 Giants Twitter accounts. Oh, Verlander gets his first start today. Verlander gets his first start today. I mean, his first win today. And I'm like, this hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Like, change the tune, dude.
Yeah. Which I agree with the people that are saying it is a bit of bad luck, because if you look at it, the last like 10 out of 12 starts, he's given up like 3 or less runs, which you'd expect to get at least 1 win out of that. But yeah, I was over the little Verlander gig like a month or 2 ago, to be honest.
Yeah, but if you listen to, or if you read his brother's tweets, he's having a great year. So it's not his fault.
He's in Cy Young contention, according to Ben Verlander.
Exactly. He hasn't told us that we've been good in a while, and it's making me a little upset.
I know. I think that's what was kind of.
Well, I mean, he had to focus on the Astros, which I think it's hilarious how he like trashes the Dodgers online, and then he sees Shohei and he's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? Like, we're best friends." Like, get out of here, dude. You just trashed my team.
Maybe we can trade Verlander back to the Astros.
He somehow finds his way back there all the time.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Well, more so. Well, you know what? I'll go to my lone offensive find. And like we were saying a little bit before, the only spot they can really upgrade would have to be right field. And I just don't see them trading for someone that they're going to believe in more than Mike Yastrzemski, that they're going to sit him for. Obviously there's guys that are better out there that might be available, but I don't think they're going to sit him for anyone unless it's a name. And I feel like Adolis Garcia is enough of a name where they'll probably still give Yaz some more starts than just, because obviously you can't fake platoon him. You're not going to put Garcia on the bench for 4 out of 6 games. But I think he will get probably like half and half time.
Yeah.
but I can't see anyone else getting traded that would take time away from him.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you could do a soft platoon if you get Garcia with Yaz, just
Right.
because Garcia's a big name, and in the playoffs he'd be huge because we've seen him
Right.
show up time and time again. Or I guess that one Rangers run, which I always see that. I always see that needs to be investigated because like they've been so mid since the World Series. But anyways,
they can say that they've been saying that about us since 2021 as well. So
that's true. But I mentioned this before when we were talking, but I feel like you should just kind of mention Ryan O'Hearn just because he's going to be a big bat moved. And I feel like the Giants will call, but I don't think it'll happen just because I think someone, like I said, someone's going to super overpay for him. So Adolis does seem like kind of that pivot, I guess you would say, to where it's more realistic and someone that lengthens your lineup for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd hate to just straight move off of it, but it would be so great if Buster Posey just makes one phone call and takes care of two needs and says, "Hey, you guys suck right now. Why don't you just give us Nathan Eovaldi in this trade as well?" And we just get both. When we get Nathan Eovaldi and Adolis Garcia,
yeah,
he's under team control for another 2 years, but it is like $30 million a year. So that is be something that they might want to back out of. Maybe.
Who cares? You're the Giants. Spend some
money.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. The Rangers might want to back out on it.
Yeah.
Because they're paying Simeon, they're paying Seager, they're still paying Jacob DeGrom $50 million a year.
I've even seen DeGrom in some trade proposals, which I don't see happening, but that'd be crazy.
I don't see that either. But the prices are going to be horrible, dude. I mean, it's going to be crazy. So you're asking for a pitcher and a batter. You're going to have to give up a lot.
You'd give up if it's Eovaldi and Garcia. I feel like they'd only want Eldridge and then some lower minor.
Yeah, exactly. Arms. It starts with Eldridge. And then
I don't know because Garcia is a free agent next year. I did see that, so that's not going to cost you much. Nathan Eovaldi, yes, he has 2 more years on it, but it's also year 36 and 37, and he's getting paid $30 million a year. So I don't think it will be a light package, but I also don't think that you would have to give up Eldridge or Wisenhunt.
But you're thinking like you're negotiating versus yourself, when in fact, like there's so many teams think they have a chance. They're going to just keep, bringing up the bidding war.
Who's going to take over that money?
I will say this is the first time in a while where the Giants actually have some movable prospects.
Right.
Like the system's, as of now, the system's a lot better than it's looked across the last 3 or 4 years. And I feel like you could kind of sell someone on Marco Luciano.
Right.
The last month or two he's had. Like, hey, this guy didn't work with us. Yeah, exactly. This guy didn't work for us. Change of scenery would help him. He's not hitting an Oracle Park. He'll hit 25 bombs for you or something. Like, I feel like you could find a way to sell some of these guys that are struggling with like prospect fatigue.
Yeah, and then you would also probably have to give up some guys who are on the not necessarily in the top 100, but some guys who are making noise. That have just, I mean, there's a lot of guys that are making some noise. It's I always want to say Bo Jackson, but it's Bo Davidson. If I'm saying right, is killing it right now. So like there's a number of those kind of guys right now that I think that they could maybe, if you give them a Luis Matos or Marco Luciano plus a guy or two of them, I think you might be able to swing it.
Even you could also kind of sell high on a Rainer Arias just because he's not having a crazy great year and he's so young. Like he was a guy who was last year mentioned to be right outside the top 100 on a few lists. Right. So you could kind of spin it and be like, hey, this guy has a lot of upside, and you could do something like that too.
But do you think there will be a move, or do you think they'll fall back on we got Rafi Devers, we'll see what we do next year, or they're going to go for it?
I think they got to make one more move.
Yeah. But do you see it happening, or do you know what I mean? Like
Posey's whole thing has been, what's the point of doing all this if you're not trying to make the playoffs?
Yeah, you're not trying to win.
Yeah, okay. And I even on KMBR this morning, he joined the morning show, and they asked him, was like, is the goal playoffs? And he's like, what else would it be? Like, if there's he's like it's cliche, but you're always listening. Whoever calls you, you always pick up the phone, and if the right move presents itself, then you're going to do that. So I do see at least one move happening.
Yeah, I mean, there's the cliche Oh, we like the guys that we have now, but they are in reports of they're connected to Adolis Garcia. Could be bullshit. We have no idea.
Yeah.
But I can't see them going in for Rafi Devers and being what are they right now? A half game out of a wild card and being like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like Austin Powers being like, I'll stay. Like I feel like they're gonna.
It's a little different, dude. Like Boston wanted to get rid of Devers, and when it's Devers, you check in regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know he's available, come on.
I can't believe the Red Sox didn't shop him. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's the report that they didn't shop him is just crazy, dude. Yeah. It wasn't like he was out there looking for them. They're here like, hey, we want to get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit different than you saying like they're going in all in because they went for Devers. Like that just fell in their laps.
Well, I wouldn't say that because they could have easily been like, that's a lot of money.
They're only one of the few teams that could like take in the whole contract.
They could have, but they could have also used the out of that's a lot of money. He's only a DH. That is saying that you're going for it at least a little bit, at least for the next 5 years. So I feel like, and I don't think there's going to trade for Jacob deGrom. I mean, Nathan Eovaldi I think would be the highest level of player that I think they would possibly could go for. They're not going to be giving up a bunch of prospect capital for Byron Buxton, who reportedly might be on the table. I want to say the other guy, but that's my outlandish one, so I won't say him. But I think that
should I say my outlandish one then, real quick?
Yeah, say your outlandish one.
So mine was Joe Ryan, which is definitely not happening because I don't think the Giants have the prospect capital to make that happen.
Right.
But he's been floated around recently, so that would be awesome, of course. But
right,
it's not going to happen.
But they're not. But to that point, they're not that far of being all in. But I think that it's not crazy to think they're going to, get him. Mitch Keller, we just realized it might be a little bit much. But who might not be that much? My last and my number one guy, just because I feel like he's such a buy low candidate. He won't cost much. And he has a lot of his underlying numbers are great. I mean, I think his ERA right now is at a 5.35, but his expected ERA is at a 3.21. You put him with the best catcher in baseball, the best offensive catcher in baseball, in the best pitcher's park in baseball, and Mike Soroka is World Series MVP, because he's just that guy,
Yeah. No,
or could start a game 3, somewhere between those two lines.
That's what like I like about him is there's some flexibility there. He could do whatever you want, basically. He could be a swingman, bullpen piece. He could spot start for you. And I saw something crazy with him. I was watching a podcast or something, and it was like his first time through the order against teams, his or the opposing team's OPS is like 500. The second time through, it's like 8 something, and then the third time through, it's like 1.1 or something, 1100. So it's like, just don't let this guy face a lineup a third time, and maybe not even the second time, and he's electric.
Well, it does seem like he is hitting into some bad luck. I hate to be a Verlander about it, but it just seems like he is hitting in some bad luck. You put him in that ballpark with the outfield defense we got, the infield defense we got with Willie Adames has turned his defensive year around. Matt Chapman, obviously, and Casey Schmidt over at second. I don't know. Feel like he could be who we wanted Verlander to be.
Yeah.
He cooked us the one time we faced him. He was
perfect. Bring him over.
Yeah. We're good.
I thought you saw that game and we're like, yeah, he's my number one.
That's all I need to hear. Is he did good against the Dodgers.
That's all I needed. That's AJ
Preller right there, dude. Oh, what did he do against the Dodgers? Okay, let me bring him over. Like Tanner Scott.
Well, and also I know people are worried about the bullpen, and I guess maybe I should ask Mike. I should probably ask you: are you worried about the bullpen before we get into this whole thing?
Yes and no. I think the only worry is, I think you need another lefty, especially with Miller going down. He's gone for the next month or two, maybe. It's I think 6 weeks. And Luke Casey, is he really the guy you want coming in like a big situation? So that's why I'm in the middle, because I think you have enough in AAA too to bring up, like the Carson Ragsdale, Carson Seymour. I know Seymour came up and just got shelled in that game against the Diamondbacks.
Right.
But I do think you have enough barely, but enough depth in AAA to get by in terms of righties. And I would say if you really want to get a reliever, aim for lefties, which I know there's less of, but That's the only thing.
What do you think about, hey, minor league season's over. Carson Wisenhunt with that nasty changeup. Let's put you in the back end of the bullpen. Let's just use you for an inning or two, and that could be your trade deadline acquisition for the bullpen.
I've definitely thought about that. If they don't do anything and get a lefty, if he's not in the rotation at that point, because that's another thing we haven't talked about. He could be in the rotation in a month or so. Right. But I mean, if you bring him in after, I don't know, Rodriguez or something, and you go from 99 with Carey from the right side to a softer-ish lefty with a really good changeup, that could definitely work, especially in a playoff scenario. If he could, go 2 innings out of the pen, that'd be pretty effective.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I'm also not too stressed on the bullpen, because I also feel like, I mean, numbers in the last month have shown that Ryan Walker and Camilo Duvall have been better. I know Camilo Duvall, his whip ain't the best in the world, and his, he walks a lot of guys, but at the same time, he's still getting the job done. Blows a save, but then, goes back for the second inning and, closes the game out. So I don't see it too much. And they're also not in a World Series or bust mode. I think it's okay to be like, no, we believe in these guys are historically good. They went through a rough patch. I think we can kind of stick with them, maybe bring someone up from AAA, but I don't think that they're, live or die on winning the World Series.
And with the Giants, your roster's pretty much the exact same next year. I'm trying to think. Not a lot of free agents coming up this year. So your lineup's going to be virtually the same next year. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, we have 3 guys on expiring contracts. We have to go for it in 2025. Like you can kind of plan for 2026, 2027 now that you have Devers and Adames and Chapman and things to look forward to over the next couple of years.
Awesome. All right. Well, we are getting towards the end of the Giants side of this, but we'll do 2 quick questions before your way out. Thank you again, Michael, for coming on and hanging out with us and talking about these trades. But awesome. We'll just do one, the biggest trade. If you can, they're talking about trades, if you can go back and you call Brian Sabian or you call Farhan and be like, I'm from the future, don't do this trade, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. Who would it be?
I think it's hard not to say Luis Castillo, just because imagine him with some of the rotations we've had over the last couple of years. Like even imagine having him this year, that'd be a whole different story. But even last year when you had Snell and when Ray was healthy at the end of the year, having a Castillo in there, or even in 2021, if you had Luis Castillo, I think you beat the Dodgers in the NLDS. But
Swimmer didn't swing, so
yeah, we technically didn't even lose because it was rigged. So, but
unbelievable.
But I do think that's kind of the top of the list. What about you?
Yeah, that would be the number one, just because I also hated Casey McGee. You know what I mean? It did give rain for Matt Duffy, but if you're going to take that one off the table, I don't like to go before or during the World Series era, just because of butterfly effect. You never know. So, I mean, I think the obvious one has to be Brian Reynolds for Andrew McCutchen. Even though I do like Andrew McCutchen, I got a Andrew McCutchen jersey. I loved it that he was on the Giants, but
underrated Giant.
Yeah, but
underrated Giant.
Brian Reynolds would have been pretty nice. So
yeah, definitely.
At some point, we got to do the what if team with all the trade pieces that were gone and make a lineup and be like, what could this team made or done?
We would have had a nasty rotation. Zach Wheeler, Louis Castillo. Oh,
who would have had the nastiest team in the NL West, though, right? The Padres.
You bought everybody. What do you mean?
No, the Padres would be nasty if they kept all their players, dude.
That's right. All the Lonsado players. You're right. My bad. My bad. Friendly fire.
Max Fried would be back in. Imagine Max Fried. That team would be.
Yeah, the Padres.
Max Fried,
but they'd have
Turner, James
bunch
Wood.
of players.
Shit.
James Wood, dude.
AJ Abrams.
Yeah. Gord, who's been really good too.
Yeah. All right, and lastly, I got to hear what you thought about the All-Star Home Run Derby. The swing off. The swing off, as they call it. Sorry.
I thought it was awesome. To be honest. only for the All-Star game, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah. Regular games, playoff games, no
I
way.
hate the people that are like, "Oh, Manfred needs to bring this in. It's better." Which I hate the Manfred runner, but it's better than the Manfred runner. But that's just not how you end a game that actually means something. That's so dumb. But for the All-Star game, I thought it was awesome.
Somebody gets hurt trying to like go all out. Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah, but for the All-Star game, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really funny to see like all the teammates on the side of the dugout, and it literally looked like they were in high school again, like watching their high school buddies just try to launch home runs. I thought that was funny.
I was like, dude, these guys better watch out. What if this guy messes up and he's gonna kill one of them? Just pulls it and gets one of them.
Michael, we really appreciate you coming on, man, and hanging out. We got to do this again. Yeah, man. So, anything you want to plug on the way out? When the podcast come out? When you usually have?
Yeah. So on X, I'm just mmonreal0423. Do a lot of live tweeting during Giants games and get really frustrated watching this offense. But I do have a newer podcast called Believe in SF Giants, part of the Believe Podcast Network, and that comes out usually every Monday and Friday morning. And I do just the last series recaps and then the next series previews with the starters, and then in between just whatever topic I have for that show. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Check out my articles on justbaseball.com around the Foghorn, and that's about it.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
While the Giants fans listening or watching, go check you out, man.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun talking about some of these hypothetical moves that'll probably never happen. But
exactly.
We're gonna get one. We're gonna get one. Right?
You never know. So
we got one.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. I feel like Posey's going to make a move, but all right, man. Yeah, definitely. We'll have to do this again soon. And yeah, we'll be checking you out. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it. Look forward to the next time, guys.
No problem.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, Dave, now it's your turn. We're going to bring in your guests. Here we are.
It's time for the top 5. It's Dave's and Chance's top 5. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but the top 5. Who's gonna have the better list? It's time for the top 5.
You gotta move us because I'm not.
Nah, man. I feel like you guys are pretty much the same person. So I feel like you're just interchangeable.
Can you see me in the snippet of the video?
Like I can see you.
Oh, okay.
I love that I can
see me just dancing, right? Like in the background. Yeah. Okay. I always wanted to. Yeah. But let's welcome our guest Ernie Villa from Dodgers Tailgate.
Can you guys even tell the difference right here? Can we tell what's going on?
What's going on?
I gotta ask. Was the first 37 minutes of this podcast sponsored by Benadryl or toothpicks or some other sleep aid?
Yes.
Because Jesus, Giants talk is boring AF.
Oh, it's boring.
We gotta
I'm sorry. The league doesn't really like cheat for us the way it cheats for you. So
it doesn't.
I can't.
Your 3 championships were all cheaterships.
The 3. Okay,
yeah,
you're talking about
I said it.
You guys have 1.5 World Series. You can't even come at me about my World Series.
Man, I mean, we have 8, but who's counting?
If you want to make fun of a championship run in a time that you couldn't even make the playoffs when it was the easiest to make it, you have nowhere to talk. You can't even make the playoffs in 2020. So
we just came off a dynasty. Yeah, usually you have a downtime.
Bro, this guy is going to be talking like 20 years.
We have no downtime. We're in the dynasty right now.
Yeah, like
you are currently in the
20
dynasty.
Years ago, and this guy's like,
once you're at the top, once Freddie Freeman's fake teeth start just poisoning his arms and he can't swing the bat anymore. Just
talking about fake teeth. You got Verlander throwing for you guys.
Well, he'll be gone next year, so we'll be fine.
All right, but let's.
Well, thank you, Rob, man. I'm just talking shit. It was. I can't even lie. It wasn't really that interesting to listen to because I don't like the Giants at all. But I would say that about any other team in the West. So
exactly. So let's do.
Someone else is coming for you, Ernie, about your smoke detector.
I'm actually outside. I'm in the hallway. Yeah, I know. I can't reach it. I would turn it off. I can't reach it.
I'll pop up a trade, and you'll let me know if what do you think about it? If you think it's doable or reasonable or what, right? So I'll start with the first one. I think we both know we need some relief pitching. Obviously, we're going to get Trinan back. Scott hasn't been great. But what about the Nationals? We go and get their guy, Kyle Finnegan. What do you think of that?
I would love that. I just don't. The acquisition cost, as Freeman explained before the season started, when he spent all that money on Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates, was going to be astronomical. And once again, Freeman is right.
Oh, yeah.
So I think getting Finnegan is going to cost more than an arm and a leg, probably a torso and a right leg.
Well, I mean, if you think that, then obviously Duran is like a pipe dream then, right?
I don't think he's the answer, to be honest with you.
Duran?
Yeah, I like his entrance because it's Undertaker themed. I'm a big WWE guy. So I think that's pretty cool. But he's plays for the Twins. Like, what kind of pressure has he really been under? Going thrusted into having to close out games against the Giants and Padres, like, those are formidable opponents, and we need someone who's tested. And there's not a lot of guys out there available. I like Bedard, but I don't love him, and I don't think he's the answer either.
Okay.
It's going to be tough. Like, it's going to be tough, and getting Gratterall back is going to be huge, but it's not a lot. There's more questions than answers out there, to be honest with you.
To be honest, I think this next one is like more realistic than like any of the closers that I have on my list. And Dennis Santana, like, he's having a good year down with the Pirates again. No pressure. Yeah, but it's another middle reliever to help out with the middle innings. But I think like that one is more doable. Kind of.
Are you looking for someone to fight Tommy Pham? Is that why you want Dennis Santana?
No, we might take a stab at it.
Or, take a stab or throw a ball at Machado. You know how he cries. He'll ask us to light a candle or something. But yeah.
The problem really isn't the Dodgers bullpen. It's just they're overworked. If any of our starters can go more than 5 innings, the bullpen will figure itself out. We're the fourth most used bullpen in the league. And they're all high leverage innings. It's very rare you see a Dodger pitcher go to a non-high leverage inning unless it's Kike. Obviously, I'm joking, but
yeah, I mean, you're still gonna have to move some guys around. Even if those guys come back, like, they're still gonna be tired. So you are gonna need someone like a Santana or, I don't know, maybe a Nick Martinez from the Reds that can do like starting and relieving.
I would love that type of hybrid role.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you have arms.
I would love to got Nick Martinez. I mean, he has like a 4.5 ERA. So
Fairbanks would also be Fairbanks from Tampa Bay would be someone that I'd be very interested in getting. Also,
it's so funny because Fairbanks, the Tampa Bay Rays are in it, right? But it is so Tampa Bay Rays that they would still trade from their strength for like a AA pitcher.
But he scares me, man. He's like the right-handed Tanner Scott. Like, every time I see a highlight of him, is him giving up a moonshot to either
a cost-controlled AA pitcher, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about this one? This one's more unrealistic, but Ryan Halsey and Newt Bar from the St. Louis Cardinals. And I'm only saying this probably going to transition into your.
You know where it's going.
Yeah, but
I can see a package where, St. Louis does deal. I don't know. They're like tweeners. That's why like the trade deadline's kind of, are you in or out? And if they're not in, then I can see them selling the farm. But there's a bigger deal to be had there where they could leverage some of their relievers for a better package in return if they're adding, I don't know, say a Nolan Arenado, who happens to be a need for the Dodgers at third base right now.
Not really. Miguel Rojas has it on lockdown, dude. He's hitting bombs.
You need to take. You know what, Jesse? If you want a new host that's reasonable and someone that that will argue with you all the time, I'm happy to take the job because that's ridiculous. Miguel Rojas is going to be playing for my Sunday League softball team.
I would love to come
Miguel
in here and
Rojas
talk shit about
hit more home runs.
Rojas, but he hit a home run against Robbie Ray when you guys can do anything against Robbie Ray. So at the same time, I can't really talk too much shit about.
Hey,
he ran into a fastball. That's all Robbie Ray throws. Dave or I could probably hit a home run off of him.
And he's like,
no, he couldn't.
He's like, you don't want to walk me? That's fine. That's fine. And he just smashed that ball.
I couldn't believe it.
That was the only home run all season that I was angry the Dodgers hit.
Why?
I just don't like the guy, man. I don't like the woman necklace he wears, and I don't like I just don't like his attitude. I think Jazz Chisenholm was right in the way he talked about him.
Out of here, Jazz Chisholm.
I'm kidding.
We're talking
kidding.
Jazz Chisholm right now.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know I get it, but I'm like, I went to the home run derby, but I'm not going to mess up my swing. Why are you there? Why are you there? You want to hit line drives? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Line drive.
I'm a little sad the reigning defending undisputed champ wasn't back in the derby with Teo, but that's another conversation, I guess.
Yeah, he needs to rest. But talking about outfielders, I have one outfielder that I think could help. He's a center fielder. He would help. Harrison Bader.
I've always loved him. He's a hard-nosed player.
He's an expiring contract, I think. Plays great defense. Can come off the bench. Can play any position in the outfield. And there it is. You got a center fielder. You got Pages, and you can switch him with Conforto at any point. I think that solves a couple of problems. I don't think it costs you an arm and a leg.
Well, let's talk about the real issue here. Our best right fielder is playing shortstop, and he needs to go back to right field. Our outfield is better with him in right and Pages in center.
And then who plays short though?
Edmund, or you trade for Corey Seager and really piss everybody off.
That's fine in a perfect world. That's awesome. But like Edmund's ankle has been bothering him all year, so he can't even play the outfield. He's stuck at
or
center.
Kim. You're selling.
Come on.
Hassan Kim, and if you want a T-shirt, you can go to Doyers Dave's Etsy shop to get a new T-shirt.
It's not on Etsy. It's on DodgersDave.org. But besides that,
sorry.
He's not a shortstop. I don't think he has what it takes to be a shortstop. If we're worried about Mookie's throws, then Kim is a little bit worse. Like
I'm more worried about Teo having to play right field with a suspect arm.
Yeah, I feel like it all comes back to Conforto. That deal shouldn't have been made because you could have kept Teo in left, figured out right, however, and you were fine. But he handcuffs you so much because he has.
Well, if the Giants could ever spend any money and keep their own guys and not make us sign them,
or they made a wise decision and let him go
for Conforto. The only guy the only time he hits is against us.
I know. I wish we could play you guys all the time. Jesus.
Right? Like these guys were popping off after one win and like, and then.
Do you need a substandard left fielder in San Francisco? Because we got one for sale.
Apparently, yeah. But
Bro,
all of a sudden when he puts our uniform, he can't hit there.
Just say thank you, right? Give us a handwritten note saying thank you. That's all we need from you guys. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you for taking him.
All right. Well, okay. I know you have you don't have that much time, but let me give you my out-of-pocket trade that we'd have to give up the farm for him, and I think we'd all do it in a heartbeat. And we're talking about outfielders, a right fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr., baby. He's always
that is the most outlandish ever.
Wait a minute. He's always throwing out these tweets about how they don't respect him and all this stuff. He signed a very nice team-friendly deal that's coming to an end. He's going to want to get paid. And if you know one thing about the Braves is that they don't pay their guys what they want. It's what they want to pay them, which is always below. So I don't know. I mean, maybe there's an opening. I don't know. But
what would the package cost?
I think that's the guy where you're like Jose De Paula. You're like, that's the one that if you're getting a Starbuck, that's when you make that deal.
You would have to give up like 4 of your 5 top prospects.
It starts with De Paula for sure.
That's like a Paul Skeens type of trade.
But you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you want a right fielder, you do it. I think
that adds the sabor to the team that we're vastly looking for.
That's what Teo gave us last year. Now you get that with youth. And
the only guy on our team with any nutsack is on a disabled list in Muncie.
And he's white. So, it's
got that angry Texan in him.
Yeah, it's not the same energy. But I want to hear yours. What's your out-of-pocket one that you would like give up the farm for?
Well, it's Paul Skeens. It's Paul Skeens. I would give up prospect 2 through 8 at Bobby Miller, probably a rushing, and whoever else they wanted.
Say your hope.
Sure.
Right. I think he's
that coveted of an arm, and it's a disservice what Pittsburgh's doing to him right now.
Yeah, but that's just the sport, dude. I hate when people like, oh, he should go somewhere good. Like, that's how the sport works. You reward teams for playing shitty, and they
Well,
get
they got
something
Bubba
that
Chandler in the minors that they should call up because they have nobody else pitching for them. Like,
Yeah.
they are just screwing the pooch over there, and I don't know what their game plan is. Like, their stadium's packed once every 5 days when Skeens is pitching. Like, I get they're never going to trade him, but
I think they will trade him just when he's like a year or two away. He's getting so much eyes on them and bringing him so much money that they're going to cash it in for a little bit. And then when it becomes like 2 years where they know they're not going to sign him, they're like, well, we got to get something for him. In 2 years, they'll get a lot of good controllable pieces.
They'll still get a fat package for him.
Yeah.
And he was like a little kid seeing his hero at the All-Star game with Clayton Kershaw. Like, he could not stop about him, about how his work ethic, how he's as a family man.
He said the same thing about all the other guys. All right, this
Hey,
isn't anything crazy.
But nobody
Real
cares
quick about Kershaw though. How about Christian Kershaw doing the suck it big dumper a couple of times in the dugout, forgetting he was mic'd up.
That was good.
I love that Kershaw, dude.
I
Especially
love
when he
out of pocket Kershaw. Are you kidding me?
He's like, hey, Smoltzy, what do you want me to throw? Oh, throw a cutter. He's like, I don't throw a cutter. I throw son of a, and like he almost let it out.
Dynamite broadcasting, Monty. Your broadcast school's really paying off.
Yeah, we need that guy mic'd up all the time, dude. That's the only way he can stay on. That'd be cool.
Quick, what would you think about moving Will Smith to third base?
In the off season, you try it, but I don't think you do it in season. It's kind of like
Because I don't think
Muncie's first base.
I know Muncie's cheap and kind of young. I just don't. He gets hurt, and when he gets hurt hard. Like, they're not easy injuries to come back from when he does get hurt.
Yeah,
and it's kind of catastrophic that we don't have anybody that's ready to fit the bill in minors. So we're gonna have to go outside higher on that.
Yeah, but I think it's easier to do that than get a star catcher. There's like the list of great catchers is maybe 5, if that, and he's number 2, maybe number 1. Cal Raleigh, he's having a great year, so maybe he's number 1 this year. But Will Smith is as good as it gets behind the plate, man.
That's crazy how the Giants' best catcher is in their front office.
Yeah, dude, these guys love talking about Patrick Bailey.
He is the best defensive catcher in all of baseball. It's not even close.
He catches the ball.
Not even close. Not even close.
I am glad.
He steals so many strikes from pitchers. You guys complain about it all the time about all the strikes he steals, and then you don't give him his due for stealing all the strikes. This is wild.
Hey, yes, Monty Grandal used to do the same thing.
Who?
Yes, Monty Grandal.
Who?
You know who I'm talking about.
We're talking Yasmani Grandal right now.
The Yasmani and Devil.
He doesn't hold.
What are you going to brag about next year?
Defensively.
What are you going to brag about?
We need to fix your damn ballpark. There should not be triples for a guy named Patrick Bailey. Hitting off that Devil's corner out there. What the hell?
Patrick Bailey, baby.
Jesus.
Well, maybe you can tell Teoscar to learn how to go over there instead of letting balls go over his head.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, nobody's perfect.
He gave you a win. Relax. What are you gonna?
And I will take it. And I will take it.
Bailey, when the ABS system comes around, what's his value then?
You only get 2 misses there.
Sure, but he's
those
still.
Those are going to be up. Those are going to be up. Those are going to be up in the first 2 innings, and then the other 6 he can still strikes all day.
The other team's going to have a concussion when they're doing this the whole time.
It doesn't matter because the umpire's not going to want to be repeatedly wrong. So he's going to be like, oh, no, that's out now. And he'll,
And then Patrick Bailey knows balls and strikes. So then he starts his boom.
And then you see that he missed, which is like, so he'll be obsolete. He'll be a fossil soon who can't hit.
We'll see. So, or maybe he has something else up his sleeve. Maybe
you think the Dodgers go after another starter?
Maybe he's so good that he frames out of it, and they're like, "Oh, ball, I got to challenge it," and then they ruin their guesses. Maybe he's just that good.
I think they go the other way, and I think they trade a starter.
Dustin May?
Yeah, I think Dustin May's on the table. If Gonsolin was available, I think he'd be on the table. But Dustin May is a free agent, And
I would take a lottery ticket for Dustin May in a heartbeat.
yeah, I think you can get for him right now, sure, because I don't think you're going to get anything. You're not going to resign him. He's not a guy that you're like
someone that's hiding in AA with like a 13K9 with like 22 innings pitched.
Look at the Cubs deal. We got Hope and we got Ferris for like Michael Bush, who's doing really good, but I mean, we still got the
Shoot, we could use Michael Bush at their base right now.
I mean, he's a first baseman, dude. That's why everybody's like, "Well, we fleeced him." Like, no, he can't play any other position than first, or else you start to see why he's at first.
Hey, did you watch the Freddie Freeman documentary came out today?
Not yet. I was too busy listening to Giants talk about
that's right.
Happen, and I'll watch it after.
He was locked in, baby. Worried
Hey,
about
when did
Mike
Purple-
worried
when did
about getting
Purple
Mike
become-
Sirocco, who's going to strike out the whole Dodger team. So
When did purple become a jersey color for the Giants?
City Connects, come on, you ain't heard about it?
I heard about it. I just don't understand it. At
purple's
least
a
when we
great
go
color.
all
it
blue,
can
we look
bring
like-
out the color of your eyes.
It's true.
So think about that.
Hey,
It's so fast, dude. Learn about it.
Before we get out of here, let me ask you if you have one in recent mind. What are the trades that is a regrettable trade that you're like, oh man, we shouldn't have made that trade?
Jordan Alvarez, without even thinking about it.
Okay, but I have some pushback because I probably say the same thing because of where he ended up. But he never suited up for the Dodgers. We never got to see what he was. And
True.
there was a rumor that was the deal. Like, it's like you sign him and then you trade him to us. That was kind of whatever. But if we didn't know, like, does it change it a little bit or is it still a loss because you still traded him?
That's tough because, I mean, he's lottery ticket, just like I spoke about earlier.
Exactly.
So, like, the need was Josh Fields, but that guy did not pan out. And, I mean, I regret because what could have happened? What could be? It's one of those. And it's sad because he had a pretty decent career with the Astros. And there's really not another, since Friedman's taken over, there's really not been another trade that kind of backfired besides maybe Michael Bush. But I mean, we got two really good prospects for him that are flourishing in the minors for us. But you also development, like the Dodgers develop players really well. So we don't know if they would have developed the same in Chicago versus LA. So who knows? Like it's what's done is done, and kind of you can't live in the past like things. But and faith in Freeman, we have faith. So
yeah, and also the Jordan Alvarez thing is like, even if you kept them, like, well, then maybe you don't get Shohei, maybe you don't get Freddie, maybe like there's a, like you said earlier, Jesse, there's a butterfly effect. Like you were gonna have all these guys. You only have one DH spot, and he was a DH from the get-go. So
imagine Shohei would have signed with the Giants, and then they got Arson Judge also. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, like so everything.
Shohei and Arson, come on now,
and
kid.
Correa, holy shit!
Come on now, kid, and Bryce Harper.
Come
on now, kid.
Correa would still have a job, and not with the Sharks.
All of our second, if we didn't get the last rose. Oh.
Seriously.
If all the guys who signed we got second of, we'd be such a good team right now.
We asked our last guest the same question. I want to ask you the same thing. What did you think of the All-Star swing-off?
I love that the National League won because I'm a National League guy. I'm a purist though, and I like fun, but I mean, I guess if you're going to do it there. But Justin Turner suggested the same thing years ago for regular season games instead of the ghost runner on second type of deal. And I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. It's not pro baseball to me. And yeah, maybe I'm being a stickler or maybe I'm just being old, but
yeah,
I don't even like the ghost runner. I'd rather play 18 innings. I don't care. That's what I'm here for, man. A winner. And
yeah. I kind of agree with all the points there. I think in an exhibition game, when you have nothing on the table, it's like, yeah, it's fun, cool. Like, let them go at it.
Yeah.
When it's
I'm also not for the ABS either. I mean, I want them to get it right, but also like, there's a human element in umpiring that is huge, and I love that part of the game because certain pitchers know that certain umpires like balls inside or outside or up or down, and you have to adjust to the human element. And I think that's a beautiful part of the ball game. And same with umpires, like. I think it's ticky-tack bullshit when a guy's a millimeter off the bag and he gets called out because he's doing a nip-up.
Overslid it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
that
like,
was
come on, man. That's not in the realm of the rule. Sure,
yeah, exactly.
it's in the black and white of the rule, but it's not. Come on. We got to be better. I also like contact in baseball. I love when Buster Posey broke his leg and when Utley got a concussion sliding in a second. Those are beautiful things, and they've taken that out of the game.
He got a concussion sliding in a second. That's what the story's going to be. Not that he broke the shortstop's leg.
No.
I don't care about the Mets.
I don't care about the Mets. He broke a double play. He
cried. Who cries on the field? There's no crying in baseball.
Yeah, you cry over a broken bone.
He had a president. The president of that, Wilmer Flores, had already cried on the field. So.
He cried when he got traded.
Whoa! Too far. So, don't you be bringing up Wilmer Flores? It's like bringing up my mom, all right? No mama jokes, no Wilmer Flores jokes.
A little bit with Ernie, what he said about the ABS, because I was watching the All-Star game, and some of these calls were like,
dude,
it just nicked it. And it's like, that's not what it's meant for, dude. Yeah, like that's not what it's meant for.
You take the human out of the game and you just take the fun out of it, to be honest.
If Tyler Rogers,
like that, I don't like it.
But you can't be blatantly bad like what Angel Hernandez used to be. Like, you got to be a professional umpire also.
Yeah, that's why I hope they still keep trying it in the minors and fix it. And none of this like, I just nicked it kind of shit.
Oh, shit.
So, we lost Ernie. Anyway, so hopefully the ABS, they fix that thing. That little like Nicky knit and whatever, I wasn't a fan of that. Hopefully that gets fixed.
You think about it, if Tyler Rogers is doing the submarine thing and gets away to where he can have his curveball just like stay at the bottom, nick, and then drop down, he's never getting another hit off.
Yeah, like,
no one's ever
right? Like, what if you perfect it? Like you study the box and you perfect it where you're like, I can hit that barely corner and it's always going to be a strike. Like,
it's going to change the game.
It's going to. We'll all get used to it. We're going to be bitchy, but we all will get used to it at some point. But we're still going to complain. That's what we do. As baseball fans, we hate change. We all until it's here and we accept it.
I did love the swing off. I thought it was amazing. I think that was the most exciting All-Star game we've been a part of in I can't remember how long. Probably for me 2012 just because of how Giants heavy it was. But other than that, like that was like legitimately exciting. And like I said, I don't think you can use that for anything besides the All-Star game, but in that specific one, it's like I hope it goes to a swing off every single year.
I also did love the fact that it was Padres and Giants pitchers just shitting the bed.
So basically what you're saying is you could thank Giants and Padres pitchers for
setting this up,
changing history and setting up the swing off. So you're welcome.
Well, they were trying their hardest to get Dave Roberts to lose his fourth All-Star game. And
that would be great.
Schwarber was like, I got you, Doc. I got you.
Yeah. Listen, you can try all day. Sometimes you're just not successful. You can't get what you're going there for. Logan Webb had a good game, so
I don't know how interesting the game was, dude. I thought it was pretty boring most of the time. Besides some of the parts where like Kershaw was talking and Scuba was talking, in the middle of the game was pretty boring.
I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought it was a solid game, but I also thought that the swing off made it extremely exciting.
I think for casual fans, that was a huge selling point. I think that really like this game kind of sucked, and then they're like, "What's this? What's okay?" I can get back into like it was fun towards the end. Yeah. What does Norm Lee say? He says,
"Norm Lee, thanks for coming back in. Been a minute, Norm.
Subtraction this time around. Moving Conforto and wait for it. Betts might be best. We are getting a preview of Betts moving forward. Move him while he still has value."
I'm not sure.
Crazy Norm Lee. That's not Norm. That's crazy because that's crazy.
If you're selling Mookie Betts, just give Posey a call. You don't have to call nobody else.
Mookie Betts, something went horribly wrong. This guy's brought you 2 championships. You're not just going to discard him because
he's having a bad
2 championships. You're not going to throw him away because he's having a down year. I mean, he is older. He is playing a very demanding position. I think next year he's going to move again. I think he's going to second. I hope he goes back to second. where he's been better and it's less stressful for him maybe than shortstop. But I think he'll be fine, dude. I think he'll be okay. Maybe he won't be the same Mookie Betts. He won't have the same power, but I think he'll be all right. I think it's this year we're all, like really crazy and thinking that it's over. This is the end. But no, he'll be all right. It's Mookie damn Betts. Like, he'll figure it out. Yeah. If he becomes, Sander Bogarts, then we can start having a discussion. Then we can be like, all right, maybe we move him or try something different. And not trade him, but just move him somewhere else position-wise. But no, we're not trading Mookie Betts. That's crazy. Gonna call him Crazy Lee now from now on for that comment.
Normally does have something else to say.
You also called my positions on Adames and Devers as off. Did I or did you? Who was this?
I'm not sure. I don't remember your position normally if Adames, but Adames is turning it around. So I don't regret the signing. And Devers has only been there for a month. I would do that deal 3 more times before the end of the year. So I would
love for you guys to make that deal over and over for Adames. It's not going to end well. He's having a nice little streak right now, but he's still going to make errors. He led to that big game. He led to that big game. Obviously, it was a really tough play at second base when he dove and tried to. But his defense there's a lot to be desired.
That's the same thing exactly what I was talking about. So you hit a ball 110 miles an hour off of the bat of Rafi Devers, and it just happens to be closer to James Outman can make the play. And then you guys went off 3 bloops. That's just how it is what it is. So like one little thing different. I don't know. But I think listen, both teams could have swept is what I'm trying to say. I thought it was a legit could have won either way 3 games in a row.
Okay, but listen, you could have hit it to Conforto. You could have hit it to literally anybody out, but you choose the guy that has an out in his name. He's going to get you out. It's James Outman. It's not James let it fall in, man. It's James Outman.
Because he hits into a lot of outs.
Sure.
Adames 1,000 times over.
No, but that's ridiculous. That's like saying, hey, salaries aside, would you have Shohei or would you rather have Dom Smith?
Dom Smith, baby.
Of course I'm going to go with the better man.
BDSM, Dom Smith, baby.
Yeah, you keep him, dude. You keep that guy. But, yeah.
Yeah. Degenerate gamblers not allowed in San Francisco. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and hanging out with us.
If you survived this long and stayed this long into the podcast, thank you so much. I'm sorry that you had to listen. Thank you to our guest Micheal Monreal. But Giants talk, like, come on, dude. Like, we were all here for Dodger talk. That's all.
I don't think so. I think everyone's excited. Once we get to 2,000 subscribers, we're going to do a little package giveaway, and part of the package is one of these Barry Bonds bobbleheads. Barry Bonds bobbleheads I got when I was out there. I'm going to give one of these away, part of the package. So
the very special. This isn't how it's going to look. You see how he has no bat there? We're going to make our own custom syringe.
Put it in,
guys.
You know what? I got to say a couple things, just really quick things on the way out. I'm really proud. San Francisco has this how do you say, reputation of being soft. Some Dodger fans were talking shit in the bleachers about Barry Bonds doing steroids, and they got shut up really quick. So I'm proud of San Francisco for that. I'm also completely ashamed of San Francisco because the whole time, right after Willy Adames signed, I was like, I want to get matching Willy Adames jerseys with my son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went to the dugout store. This is the main guy. This is the guy they paid the most contract they signed for the most money in Giants history, right? They don't have him in the toddler sizes. And then when you go to customize it, guess what? You can't do it on the toddler sizes. So I can't get matching jerseys with my boy. This is the main guy. I'm not asking for a Tyler Fitzgerald jersey. I'm asking for Willy effing Adames. Be better, Giants. So I'm not disappointed.
I just gotta say it normally.
Giants dugout situation.
To normally, of course, I'd rather have Adames, dude. No question about it over Conforto, obviously. Thank you for coming on and listening to us. But I also do want to say to you, Jesse, what's up with all these Dodger fans at Oracle Park? Huh? What's with the takeover? I thought you guys got Rafi Devers, you got Adames, you got Logan Webb, you got pieces. Nobody wants to talk with Dodger fans. What's going on?
That was all all those
sweaty bullets over there because they.
Devers trade happened. I'm guessing. I don't know. It was a little embarrassing. I'm not going to lie to you. We need to be better. I'm doing my part. I'm going to all the Dodger games. All right. I go to one series in San Francisco usually every year.
You like watching the Dodgers. They just, you masqueraded as I'm a Giants fan, but you only go to the Dodger games because you like the Dodgers. That's fine.
Just like all the Dodger fans that went masqueraded as Dodger fans. Yes. So thank you guys so much for listening. We were way over. Sorry, but thank you so much for listening. Thank you to everyone who is in here right now. Make sure to like and subscribe. Like I said, we're, I think, about like 25 subscribers away from hitting 1,000. So please do it. We're going to do a giveaway when we get to 1,000.
We're going to give one of those bobbleheads. We're going to go one of the shirts that I have on my site. We're also going to give one of those away.
We're going to do a giant shirt too.
Yeah, maybe. It depends on the winner, whoever it is. And we'll be back next week. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Micheal Monreal. Thank you to Ernie Villa from Dodgers Tailgate. Make sure to check them both out on X and their podcast. And I guess that's it, right?
That is all. We'll see you guys next week. You know where we're at. So just come hang out with us. It'll be a great time. Thank you for everyone for showing up and hanging out. It's a great time, all right, guys. Thank you.
See ya.